This is the topic about which I get more messages than any other. So, today, let's crack open the truth about booking pro wrestling matches. I'm Mike Quackenbush. This is Till We Make It. And since breaking into professional wrestling back in 1994, I have worked in front of the cameras as a wrestler, commentator, ring announcer, and even referee. And I've worked behind the scenes as a promoter, booker, agent, coach, and consultant. There's nothing I get asked about more, though, than booking pro wrestling matches. I get a message or two every single week on this topic from someone who imagines they are well suited to follow that as a possible career path. And they might think this because they've imagined great characters, storylines, or innovations for professional wrestling. And certainly, having an imagination and a passion for the craft is really important. But there are some other things that we need to crack open as well as it relates to this particular job. There are two main scenarios in which you might be hired or otherwise entrusted to write for professional wrestling. And the first of these is you will be part of a larger creative team. And if that's true, there are 5 things you're going to need to be able to do. So, if you find yourself in a scenario where you are part of a larger creative team, you're going to have to be able to deliver on a deadline. You gotta produce, and you gotta produce on time. You're going to have to be able to pitch your teammates with confidence about the merits of your ideas. And you're going to have to be able to sell the decision maker on greenlighting them. That could be a head writer or an officer of the company. You're also going to have to be able to take other people's ideas and help make them better. Lastly, you're going to have to be able to handle the rejection of your ideas not being the ones that end up getting used. And the second scenario is one in which you are working alone. If you end up working alone, you've got to find yourself a sounding board, somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. And you should not consider a yes man as a candidate for this position. Someone who only tells you that all your ideas are great is not someone whose feedback you need to refine your process. You've got to find a sounding board who will challenge your ideas and offer you real constructive criticism. If you become a writer of professional wrestling, you're going to have to immediately come to terms with this reality. When things go right, 99% of the credit will go to the wrestlers. And when things go wrong, 99% of the blame will land on you. And you've got to build up a tolerance for this, where this is the kind of job that will eat you alive. In addition to that, there are 3 key relationships you will have to manage or learn how to manage as you go during your tenure as a writer or booker. First is your relationship with whomever you are answerable to. So that might be a head writer or the head of the creative department. It could be an officer of the company, like a president or executive vice president, or most commonly, it is the promoter of the organization. But you'll have to be able to maintain a positive working relationship with that person for the duration of your time writing wrestling for them. The second of these key relationships you're gonna have to manage while you're on the job is with whomever controls the money. And that might be an accountant, it might be a producer, or they might hold some other position within the company. But even the largest wrestling organizations, backed by billions of dollars, are still run on a budget. And finally, that third key relationship you will have to manage the entire time that you're booking pro wrestling is your relationship with all of the talent. And this is going to call on your diplomacy because you will be dealing with a wide array of personality types. And you're going to have to be able to communicate with each of them clearly. You have to pitch them on the merit of what you've written and communicate to them what the objective of each segment or match might be. In addition to that, you're going to be working most certainly in high-stress situations. If you are live on TV or there's a match already in the ring and you get tasked with rewriting the very next segment on the fly and then delivering and explaining that to the talent so they can go out to the ring and deliver, your ability to communicate clearly and to deal with high-stress situations is of paramount importance. There is no professional wrestling organization on earth hiring for more writers' jobs than World Wrestling Entertainment. And it's not a massive mystery how you might go about applying for one of those. This is the WWE's corporate hiring site. You can make a free login and submit your application and resume if you are interested in pursuing one of those positions. And as I record this for you, currently there are 5 writers openings with WWE. If you wonder, am I even qualified to apply for that job? Well, I applaud your forethought in that regard, and I'm going to list on the screen right now exactly the qualifications they're looking for, pulled directly from their own website. I'm going to read these to you, otherwise this part will be really quiet. Minimum of 1 year TV writing and or production experience. That doesn't need to be in the wrestling genre, obviously. Strong WWE product knowledge. Time management skills and the ability to work well under pressure. The capability to work in close quarters with people from different backgrounds. Strong work ethic and a flexible schedule that allows for long hours and traveling as needed. Detail-oriented, organized, and proactive. Dependable and motivated to execute all tasks, no matter how logistical or administrative, with speed and enthusiasm. They want people who are flexible. Clean driver's license and vehicle to be used for business as needed. Must live in the New York Metro, Stamford, Connecticut area, or be willing and able to relocate there. Strong computer skills including MS Word, Excel, Outlook, and fast typing skills. Excellent interpersonal and communication skills, both verbal and written. And a degree in film, TV drama, media studies, communications, English, or related field of study. If you end up doing this job long enough, eventually you will discover scenarios like these. That talent who is not pushed at a level which matches their own opinion of their personal talent will find you to be at fault for this. That's in the best case scenarios. In the worst case scenarios, they will utterly vilify you for it. You will discover fun, new, exciting concepts that you've created, taken wholesale by other wrestling organizations, and there's very little you can do about it. You might write brilliant segments for TV and then watch as the talent walks it out to the ring, botches it, and bungles it to the point that it is utterly unrecognizable to you. Your best laid plans will be leaked and thus ruined, and all of this is just part of the job. These things are bound to happen to you at least once if you end up booking pro wrestling for longer than a cup of coffee. And if you're hearing that, I bet it is no surprise why pro wrestling writers burn out as fast as they do. This is a job for people who love characters and stories more than they love acclaim and money. And in my experience, above all else, booking pro wrestling is a thankless job. Booking professional wrestling is a tough grind. It will test your patience and diplomacy as a person and your versatility and persistence as a writer. But if upon hearing all of this, you are absolutely determined that this is the gig for you, well, start by getting some writing experience under your belt. And remember, it need not be wrestling genre writing that you are doing. And when you feel you are ready, it's time for you to become the next great writer of SmackDown Live. Well, I'm going to leave the link to that WWE corporate job site down below in the description so that when you are ready, it'll be right there waiting. I hope that you learned something today, and I appreciate that you keep turning up here at Till We Make It to continue learning, growing, and evolving. You might know that I happen to think that attitude toward learning is awesome, and that is exactly how I know you are awesome too. So you keep on being awesome, and I will keep on making the videos. Together, we will keep on faking it.